what was interesting about that situation, I interviewed Chris Carroll, who was the first responder who showed up when Pac got shot in Vegas. And he was trying to get a death confession from Pac, was saying, who shot you? And he said when Pac realized that he was the police, because Pac was all shot up and bleeding, he said, fuck you, and then slipped into a coma and died.
And I looked at him once again. I said, what happened? Who did this? Who shot you? And now he's looking at me, so we're looking at each other in the eyes. And this is kind of the first time he's even acknowledging my presence. And he looked at me, and I could tell he was getting a breath together to tell me. And he looked me right in the eyes, and we looked at each other, and he said, fuck you. And he said it just like that, with the emphasis on that F to really let me know. That's how he felt. So,
and what's ironic is that Orlando Anderson, who was his alleged killer, when he got killed a few years later, they tried to do the same thing with him. As he was dying, they were like, did you kill Tupac? And his last words were, fuck you.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and because we interviewed the Compton cops that were involved in that particular case.
I know I saw Ray get on the rig to talk to Baby Lane as they were pulling him away. And I found out later that Ray had asked him basically, about did he shoot Tupac? Did he shoot Tupac? And he kind of just looked at him and he called him by a nickname they had or something. And Ray said, hey, look, almost like F you, and didn't respond to him as far as giving him any information.
Wow, by the way, when they figure out how to make that real movie, not about the murders, just the milieu of the time of those cricket cops too and everything, that'll be something else if you can do it at the level of Heat.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So the next project was American Pimp. Originally, you guys were supposed to do an adaptation of Iceberg Slim's novel.
That's right.
Pimp, but it turned into a documentary.
Yeah, because everyone in town kept saying, you guys are gonna, this is before the word canceled, you guys are gonna get canceled if you do a film about pimps. Right. And so they kind of shook us to our core, and we'd already done enough research that we just turned it into a documentary. It was more simple to turn into a documentary. And we still got shit.
Well, Pimps Up, Hoes Down was also popular back then on HBO.
Well, that is a sore spot, because that's a dear friend of mine that stole the idea and did it really cheaply.
Oh, he did it. Oh, because that came out before yours. I always thought that American Pimp was
6 months before us, but it wasn't done before us. It was, like the way I do docs, and back then me and my brother were doing docs, we take a few years.
Yeah.
And this friend of ours, who shall remain nameless, went missing. Because I was telling him what the offers we were getting on like 3 minutes of footage, and it was multi-million-dollar offers. And this guy just went missing. And the next thing I know, I show up to a Players Ball in Chicago, and there's my good friend that I fish with every other month at the Players Ball with a camera crew. And that took the wind out the sails,